Welcome to Behind the Veil. Now, here is your transformational coach, Tammy Hawks.
How have you been?
Pretty emotional. Yeah, it's been kind of a roller coaster the last few days. I think it probably has a lot to do with what's going on astrologically too.
Of
Um,
course.
but yeah, I've had a whole lot of stuff come up, and I feel like I'm much better equipped to like handle it this time around because of the work that we've been doing.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful.
So for once, I don't feel like I'm like out of control. I think that a lot of people who, if they were experiencing some of the things that I've been experiencing, probably would have checked themselves in somewhere. But I feel like because I have tools and I have, been working on all of this stuff, like I feel much more in control of myself and my mental health.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Well, and I'm so grateful that I've had this opportunity to really get down deep and dig into this stuff because, like we had talked about, like you have to feel it to heal it. So as much as it hurts, like I feel like I'm just ready to, dig in as far as I can go and get out as much as I possibly can because I want to clear this out of my line. And that's
Yeah.
really what my goal is.
I love that. Let's clear that line.
Yeah. Because I do not want anyone in the future to have to experience some of this stuff, because I think a lot of it has been existing for a long time. It's not just my experience, it's a lot of my family lineage has been experiencing this.
Yeah. So talk to me a little bit about what's been coming up.
So a lot about like not being like everyone else, not fitting in, not being what I originally thought I would be like. And I think, fighting internally with some of that. So, some of it is pre-programming, like, as a human female, you're supposed to have XYZ experiences. And then, with societal pressures, like, I also feel like that is just constantly, banged into your head. You need to be this way, you need to be this way. And so what keeps coming up for me is you're different, you're designed differently. This was all on purpose so that you could recognize that. And I think for me, like, that's just been kind of like my aha moment because I mean, I knew I was different, obviously, but I just didn't know how different I was. And doing this work, like, it just makes me feel less responsible for the things that have happened to me. So it's not like anything that I did wrong to have, the childhood scenarios that I had. It was all divine design. And so that's what's really been prominent for me. And it's like I keep getting, these pictures that pop into my head, and it's just reinforcing like this is how it had to be, like this is exactly what you had to experience. And so, stop fighting what you thought you were supposed to be like and just accept who you are. And that's
Mm.
really what it's come down to. And it's just little things, will pop up, like my kids will do certain things and I'll kind of get triggered back to like my childhood. And then I'll recognize like I am in the moment making different choices than what choices were made for me. And it's like I feel like I'm actively participating in like recreating my history. Like it's just been so amazing to
Mm.
to see how much, transformation I've come through just, in this short period of time. Like your method definitely works. Like
Thank you,
definitely.
darling. That
Hands down.
sings to my soul. Um, yeah, I told you probably a few times that I was looking for a method that is fast,
Yeah,
deep,
it's lightning fast.
life changing. It's like why would you spend 12 years in therapy when yes, it's hard to go in deep, but the truth is until you get all the way down there, nothing can really change all that long. It's just
Mhm.
short little snippets, and then you're right back to that same old programming. And I mean, I just have one question for you. Are you brave enough to accept yourself for exactly who you are?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And so I think that's how the universe is testing you right now through this time. It's like, can you really accept this? Can you really
Hmm.
accept this? So here are all the mirrors coming in hot. The huge ass test to just try to clarify, get to the bottom of this question. Can I accept myself exactly how I am? And because
Absolutely.
I mean, I believe that we all come in here knowing what it is we want to create. And then we get in and we're like, oh, shoot, this is hard. And
Well,
then
and there's so many distractions too, and people just get off on a tangent for years and waste time on. My biggest time waster was thinking that I could change other people and make them, see what was going on in their own lives. And
well,
none of that
yeah,
is my responsibility.
because we believe that that's how we gain our worthiness is by what we get to give other people instead of just accepting that you're worthy just because you are, because you exist, because you can't not exist.
Your birthright is worthiness.
I
Like,
mean, it just the plain and simple fact that you're here says that you're worthy, says that you're wonderful and perfect, and you are a brilliant creator. So it's just about doing it on purpose. So this
absolutely.
work is designed to get you on track with that purpose you came in with that intention you came in with.
Well,
Okay.
I am so much closer to it now than I was.
Yes. Beautiful. Lovely. Okay. So you had some big, I mean, I feel like last week was some really big breakthroughs where we shed off. Okay, dog, go away. She's feeling the energy, man. Real hard. Last week I felt was just like ripping off some old layers, old layers around you, old stuff that you were carrying for a long time. And it was like just, I felt like your power just skiing through, just like blowing through those layers. So I'm interested, how did that affect you? Like right after the session, and then obviously you went into a time of some testing, which is normal too. But how did you feel initially after?
So initially, after like I felt like I was kind of, I don't like on this high for, I don't probably a good like 8 hours. And then I just like crashed really hard and slept, really soundly, really well for, God, I think like 10 hours or something straight. But yeah, I was, really kind of riding that out and then, had kind of a bit of a crash. And then, the emotional parts started to tick back up. But again, like every time like stuff would come up, I feel like I was more prepared to handle it. And, my visual representation in my head was definitely stronger with, like the gold bubble that I could wrap everything with.
Mm-hmm.
I did feel like I had more like armor against anything that would come up.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I also felt like, how sometimes, like, if you were to dump, water into something that is like porous and it's got, different holes in it, that the water would, go into those holes and be absorbed in there. I feel like my psyche doesn't have as many little, penetrations anymore. And so when things come up and I have to deal with them, like, I feel like it's more solid on the outside. If that, I'm trying to like describe what it kind of seems like to
Yeah.
me in terms of like my aura, but there are less like ways for those,
Less of your power is eking out. You're able to
exactly.
contain
Yeah,
more
it's
of it.
it's much more contained. Contained is
Yeah.
the word that I was trying to get to.
Contained. I love that.
Well, yeah, and with that containment, like I also feel like more aware, more present, just more powerful in general, like when I do anything. And I had a couple things come up, where I had to kind of think quick and figure out a solution for home stuff that came up and just some financial things. And I feel like I was much better prepared because I was like, I can do this. Like, I feel like there's another level of like strength that I attained from doing that. And I feel like it's partially because there are less resources being spent on those past experiences that are not serving me anymore.
Yeah.
Like once I got through all of that, there's no reason for me to go and dig down in that area anymore because I feel like it's, mostly healed up now.
Beautiful. Now, when it comes to your parents and when it comes to your family, because we were talking, breaking through a lot of that in our last session last week, how has that affected those relationships?
Well, actually, I ended up talking to my mom, and just, confiding in her, not about this because she wouldn't understand at all, but, just that I have been struggling with some things lately. And, I actually got her to be a little more supportive and not so critical. And, I tried to explain to her how it's much more helpful if she comes to me instead of telling me what I'm doing wrong, gives me tools or suggestions or just kind of does it in a more gentle way instead of just telling me like, oh my God, I can't believe that you did that, you're just so stupid, I can't believe that you didn't see whatever whatever. And I said, really, what you say to me like does have a deep impact on how I'm going to receive the information. And so the way that you've been talking to me, is triggering because I feel like as a kid, I was always told, what I was doing wrong and not so much what I was doing right. And so she actually acknowledged that. And she was like, oh, I could see, where you would have
Wow.
felt that way. And, and then of course she blamed it on my dad, and he was not involved in, that conversation, or we still are not really talking because I can't, I have gotten to a point in my life where I only have enough energy for, certain people, and I don't have the energy to deal with any of that. So
Good.
I'm much more focused on, my kids, my family, like things that we need. And because I know when people don't work on themselves, when they don't take, any sort of communication, in terms of what they could do differently. Like if they don't take any of that to heart, I'm not going to waste my breath on them anymore.
Mhm.
Because I know that what I have to share with people, like they have to be ready for it. And he's not. And so I don't even bother to waste energy in that area anymore. But I did notice that she reacted to me a little bit differently. And she was definitely more like loving and compassionate and caring, which is not something that I see typically from her because I think she's
Mm,
just so,
that's
overwhelmed.
great.
She's so overwhelmed by having to care for his every need, and
Right.
basically cater to that. But yeah, she definitely met me with some different energy, and I was just really grateful because I needed that at the time.
Hmm.
It's always nice when your parent can actually notice that, like, no matter how old you are, they're still your parent, and you still need things from them from time to time, especially when it comes to guidance. Because she's
Hmm.
always telling me like, I tell you to do this and you don't listen to me and you do whatever you're gonna do. And I'm like, but that's just the way life is, mom. Like,
Hmm.
can't make people do what you want them to do, even if
So,
they're your
yeah,
children.
absolutely. And so, do you think that this command that I am different, do you think that's like your biggest command that's sort of running your life? Do you see it at the base of a lot of your self-sabotage, a lot of your more toxic behavior? Is that at the base of it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Because I think
So,
I just wanted to be so much like everyone else
yeah,
because it would be easier. But that's
yeah.
not my journey here. That's not why I'm here. I'm supposed to be different. And I think like I started to embrace it because I'll just outrightly tell people that I'm weird, and I'm different. But I think even more so like having a child who is autistic and is obviously different, like that just, further exemplifies for me that like it's okay to be different, but also I have to be the one that recognizes the differences because my my child, doesn't have the verbal capacity to even explain that to someone. And so
Hmm.
it's like I have to be the spokesperson for different now.
Hmm.
And so, in understanding that, I can't be trying to compare myself to other people at all because it's just not going to work out right.
Yeah,
Um,
and even further than that, why do you need to tell anyone anything?
exactly.
Right? It's
I
like
don't.
this desire to be loved so much that you're like, no, I'm okay. I'm okay. Love me. Love me. It's this desperate energy that ekes into everything. It's like you don't need to explain yourself to anyone, but the fact that you feel the need to, that's what we need to look into.
Yes, yeah,
Right?
because I do have that dire need to over explain in every situation. And I know it's because I'm different and because I'm having a different experience. But like you said, I don't have to convince anyone that I am worthy because
Hmm.
of all of that. Like that's not what I need to
Yeah.
be
And
accomplishing.
the truth is that everyone's different. There's no two people that are exactly the same. That's why I love when we get on this, autism spectrum. I think that the autism spectrum is so large that we're kind of all on it
Yeah. Oh,
to
absolutely.
one degree or another. And that's what I'm seeing more and more is, and I see that with all the labels we want to give human beings. We are not a
Mm-hmm.
label.
Mm-mm.
We're like a snowflake. There's no two exactly the same. We're so different, and yet we're the same in the fact that we have needs and desires and wants that can be very, very similar. So we have that human side to us, and then we have that spiritual aspect to us that is just divine in nature. But if we could just accept ourselves exactly how we are, that's the key to really loving us. Right? It's first accepting. Here I am. I'm different than anyone else. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't it
Yeah.
wonderful that I'm not like anybody else? I'm so unique. Right? It's like owning the fact that you are perfect in your imperfections. I say it with quotes because I don't even know what perfect actually means. Like, what does that
I
fucking,
don't think there is a
what,
perfect.
what the
Like, I
fuck
don't
is
think it
perfect?
exists.
Can you show me what perfect is? Because I'm very confused. But it's like with all beliefs, if I take 10 people, all of their beliefs, even within this same belief system. So, say they're one religion or one political party or one on and on and on. Within that group, everyone has different beliefs. There's no two people that has the exact same set of beliefs. So, it's our definitions or beliefs that create our reality or existence. So, if we want to change anything or tweak it, that's where we go. We go to the belief and the definition that we're holding. So I really want to dig into this you are different one. Okay. So
Okay.
I want you to get yourself relaxed. You know the drill by now. Get
Yeah.
yourself
And I
relaxed.
got my tissues.
Got your tissues. Good. You'll never make that mistake.
Nope.
And I want you to just begin following your breath into the body. Start taking long, deep, slow, mindful breaths. That's right, slowing it down. As you inhale through the nose, I want you to just follow that all the way into the body to the very base of the spine. Hold it, exhale it out. And I want you to connect to the earth beneath you. Notice how she rises up to meet you, to support you underneath your feet, underneath your sit bones, holding you there. That's right. And then become aware of that big, beautiful healing bubble right above your head. Connect to that. Feel it, sense it, or just know that it's there. And I want you to give it a color, any color that feels healing and warm to you today. What color would that be?
It's kind of like iridescent, like with a purple tinge.
Okay. Iridescent purple. Okay, beautiful. So I want you to connect to that iridescent purple. And I want you to allow that moon roof at the top of your head to open, 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 open to receiving this iridescent purple. That's right. And I want you to allow it to pour down through the top of your head, filling your brain, both right and left hemispheres, opening it up. I want you to see it penetrating each and every crevice, each cell. And as it moves in, I want you to just feel it pushing out all stuck old limiting beliefs. That's right, just pushing it out, moving it down, dissolving it with ease. As it moves down to the eyes, clearing your eyes so you could see fully, moving to the ears, opening up your ears so you could hear fully, moving to the nose, clearing that out so you can smell fully, taking in from all of your senses, all those beautiful senses that give you this physical experience. Moving down, filling your lips, your teeth, your jaw. That's right. Moving down your neck and your throat, clearing your throat chakra so you can freely speak your truth. That's right. Moving down to your shoulders and down your arms. That's right. Melting down to your elbows and your wrists and your fingers, filling each and every cell with this delicious iridescent purple energy. Healing. That's right. Bringing your body into the most relaxed, most blessed, most wonderful state as it fills your heart center. I want you to see it opening up your heart from every angle on every side, knowing that it's safe and good and right for you to allow the love to come in and allow the love to go out. Just this smooth in and out flowing movement, equally on both sides. That's right. I want you to allow it to go even deeper on a cellular level, to allow this love to rush in. I want you to say to yourself, it is good and right and perfect for me to allow this love in. It's safe. It's wonderful. As it moves down, filling each and every organ, as it moves to the hips. That's right. Seeing every organ open up to receiving this beautiful healing energy. As it moves down the legs to the knees, melting all the way down to the feet and the toes. That's right. Take a deep breath in and allow this energy to move out, circling the body. That's right. Completely covering the body in this egg shape, holding your entire aura in this beautiful purple iridescent energy bubble. That's right. And as you take a deep breath in, exhale that bubble out to fill the entire room you're in. Breathe in again. Exhale it out to fill your entire house. That's right. Fill your entire home with this beautiful purple iridescent energy, allowing it to go deeply, deeply, deeply on a cellular level to everyone who lives in your home, all the living things, everything filled with this purple iridescent energy with ease. Perfect. Now I want to turn your energy, your focus, your attention inward inside of your body. I want you to go back to our conversation where you said, I am different. And I want you to feel into those emotions of, I am different. I don't fit in. I'm not like everyone else. And I want you to notice that there's a place in your body where these emotions stem from originally. And I want you to take your hand and place it on that area. That's right. What color is it?
Like a mint green.
A mint green. I want you to go all the way into that mint green, all the way to the very center of it. And I want you to allow it to project out from your body. And as it projects out from your body, you see a screen. And on this screen projecting out from your body, from this mint green color energy, is a picture. And this picture is the very first time you felt those emotions. So allow that picture to get clearer and clearer and clearer until you can recognize and notice this memory or series of events. Tell me when you got it. You got it?
Yeah.
First impression, how old are you?
I, I've, I, it seems like I'm older, like maybe about, I don't know, 30, 30, 33.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of confusing because it doesn't seem like it's me.
Okay. Why doesn't it seem like it's you?
Because that's not how I recall myself at that age. Like
Mm.
it's the time period seems very different.
Okay.
And the location seems very different too, like not anything that I've experienced in my lifetime.
Okay. This could be another lifetime. So I want you to just feel into it and softly look around you. Notice what's happening, where you are. Can you
I
describe where you are?
Yeah, so I it's like this little like cottage. It's a very small like little house and there's a lot of trees around it and I hear like screaming and yelling and just like a lot of people coming
Mm-hmm.
and I feel really afraid like something bad is going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like if I close the door like it's not going to stop whatever is coming. It's still coming and it's very frightening.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like maybe they're coming for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like there's no one here to protect me or support me.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel really scared
What are you scared of in this moment?
that that they're gonna hurt me. Like something bad is gonna happen.
Mm-hmm. What else do you notice in this picture?
There's lots of like drying herbs around me, like hanging up. There's little bottles, um, like lots of flowers and just dried plants, it looks like,
Mm-hmm.
and lots of books. And there's a fire going in the fireplace. And I mean, it seems somewhat peaceful, except for like the impending doom that I keep feeling and the noises that keep coming closer.
Mm-hmm. I
And
want.
I feel like I'm comfortable in that place, but I feel like something's coming to change that.
Mm-hmm. I want you to feel for this person that is you. I want you to look deep into her eyes. Is she a female?
Yes.
Okay. I want you to look deep into her eyes. I want you to feel the fear, the scaredness. I want you to let her know that you've come back all the way back from the future to be with her in this moment. What does she need from you right here in this moment?
She needs my strength.
Mm-hmm.
She needs to know that she's not alone. And
Mm-hmm.
I do feel like she feels like she's different and she feels like it's a bad thing. And I want to tell her that it's not.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to tell her that the differences are for a reason and
Mm-hmm.
that she needs to just sit with it and be okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to give her a big hug.
Yeah, do that. I want you to put your golden bubble around her. And I want you to tell her that she's safe with you, that you're going to keep her safe, that you're here with her, that she's not alone, that it's okay to be different, that that is her superpower, that she's wonderful and perfect exactly how she is. What else does she need to hear from you in this moment?
That I care about her and that I want her to feel like she's loved and that she belongs, even though she's different.
Mm-hmm.
And I want her to stop worrying about what everyone else thinks.
Mm. Is she listening to you?
Sort of, but she seems really afraid.
Mm-hmm.
And
So,
I understand why she's afraid because I can feel the fear and I know that something bad is going to happen, but I want her to feel safe with me.
mm-hmm. What else does she need to hear from you in this moment?
That she's not doing this alone. that she's not so different that she can't be loved, and that it's okay that she doesn't know exactly what's going to happen next,
Hmm.
that it's not her responsibility to be able to predict, um, what's going to happen.
Could you let her know that her life matters and that what she does, what she's doing matters? That she may not understand it, but there's a bigger force in play and that there's a bigger reason for everything? Could you let her see the the higher image of the impact she will have? Let her know that what she is doing is very important and what she's bringing to the earth is necessary. What else does she need to hear from you right here in this moment?
That I've got her, that I'm supporting her,
Mm-hmm.
that she has divine support too, that it's
Mm-hmm.
not just her and what she can see and hear and feel. It's much bigger than that.
Mm-hmm.
And all the times that she feels alone, she's never alone. She's got so much support with her.
Mm-hmm.
The support just needs acknowledgement, and she just needs to ask for help when she needs it.
Mm-hmm.
But she always feels like she's alone because she feels like because she's different when she asks for help, nobody wants to help because they don't understand that her differences are not something that's scary or that they should be fearful of.
Can you tell her that she can ask you? I want you to tell her that you're the one that she gets to come to when she needs these things, that she can ask you, that you understand her, that you're there for her, that you're her support. Is she letting any of this in?
Yes, I think I'm
Yes.
finally getting through.
Uh huh. Is there anything else she needs to hear from you?
That she is enough.
Mm hmm.
She doesn't have to do anything more to show that she's worthy, and she doesn't have to make everybody understand what she is, what her purpose is, what she's doing, any of that stuff, because they're not going to understand.
Mm hmm.
And it's okay to keep that inside and only share it with me.
Mm hmm. Is she beginning to understand that she is never alone?
Yeah.
That she not only has you, but she has a whole guidance team surrounding her. I want you to show her her guidance team. I want you to allow her to see them. All the angels, everyone there supporting her, cheering her on, her lineage, all rooting for her, cheering her on, saying, "You're doing great. We're here. We're so proud of you. Thank you for doing this work. Thank you, thank you, thank you." Show her them. Is she feeling that? Does she feel
Yes.
that support? That
Yeah.
they've never left her, that they've always been there, that they're holding her, that they're cheering for her, that they're rooting for her and bringing all the necessary pieces into place to assist her in her calling. Yeah.
She's feeling a lot better.
Mm-hmm. Allow any of those emotions to come up and out through you because you're healing them for her. She needs you. She isn't alone. She has you. That's right. How is she feeling now?
Better, more calm,
Mm-hmm.
more whole.
Mm-hmm.
Like she doesn't have pieces of her scattered everywhere.
Yes. Is there anything else she needs from you right here in this moment?
Just love and support,
Mm.
and sometimes reminders.
Yeah.
Little signs when things get really hard.
Mm-hmm. Come up with a sign. Come up with a sign where she can let you know that she needs you It could be any sign that resonates for both of you, but I want you to come up with a sign that she can notify you that she needs you. Let me know when you've got that.
We decided on my nose gets itchy.
Ah, perfect. Now I want you to give her your yellow bubble. I want you to put it around her and I want you to tell her that when she connects to this yellow bubble, she's powerful. She's straight powerful, that she is a force to be reckoned with, that she is the source, that all of her creative power is in this yellow bubble, and she can radiate it out as far out as she desires. I want you to tell her that when she's in this bubble, nothing can touch her, nothing can harm her, that she is safe, that she's loved, that she's in the hands of the divine, and that she is so well cared for. I want you to let her know that. I want you to let her know that she has the opportunity to change the course of history by her own consciousness, by what we're doing right now. That's right. I want you to let her know that you're going to be back every time your nose itches, that you'll be back for her, that you'll be holding her in her power. I want you to see her in that yellow bubble as that powerful force. For she is you and you are her, and she is within you. So I want you to shrink her down to the size of a postage stamp or smaller. And I want you to take her and I want you to place her in your heart. That's right. So you stay connected to her always. And I want you to go about 30 feet above that scene, all the way up, all the way up. And I want you to look down and see her in the cottage or where she was in that yellow bubble. But she's now in your heart. And I want you to make your way all the way back to the present. That's right, all the way back, all the many years back to the present, all the way through your lifetime, even. Looking down, seeing all the old patterns crumbling, falling away, dissolving with ease and grace and flow. That's right. Allowing for these new grids to come up, come up, come up, and take the place of the old ones. Knowing that through this work, through what we do, we are literally rewriting history. That's right. Allowing for those new codes to come in, those new patterns, those new settings. That's right. As you make your way all the way back to this lifetime, to this moment in time, pausing right above your body, sitting there, right here and now, looking down, seeing you, and making your way down. That's right. Down, down, down to reintegrate all these parts back into the body, seeing that moon roof open up to receiving your powerful yellow energy. That's right. Moving down through the top of your head, energizing each and every cell to this new coding, this new system. That's right. With all the old patterns dissolving, resolving with so much ease and grace and flow, coming down through the head, down the neck, down the spine. That's right, integrating these new set points, these new codes, these new settings on the deepest layer. That's right, down to your shoulders and your hips and your feet, fully recharging, fully recoding each and every cell, moving through the bloodstream to every organ, every muscle, every tissue, all the way down to the epigenetics. That's right, recoding the new grid into the system. Taking a deep breath in, exhaling out all the shadows, all the blockages, just allowing them freely to dissolve, wiggling your fingers and toes, and opening your eyes when you're ready. How do you feel?
Wow. I feel like untethered. Like I don't feel like I felt like I was connected to something before, but now I feel like I'm just like free floating. Like I don't feel like I'm chained to something anymore. Just it's like really a neat feeling.
Yeah.
Wow. That was so intense. And I'm actually kind of like proud that I didn't have like a complete, sad outburst, that I was able to really focus more. And yes, it was sad, but I feel like I dug out the sadness last time. And now this was just more like embracing what was already there and obviously giving her space. And it's weird because I've had premonitions of that scene before, but it didn't make any sense to me at all. And I just figured that maybe I had like read something and I was like recreating it in my mind or something. But now I understand that it wasn't that at all.
Hmm. Yeah, because all time, like all time is time doesn't really exist in the
Yeah,
linear way that we perceive it in our human form or with our human brain, but it's everything is happening all at once. So, a lifetime that you're attached to can feel like it's way back in the past, but how could that be when it is still active and alive in you? So,
absolutely. Oh
yeah.
my gosh. Oh my goodness. Oh, yeah, I can't even describe how I feel. Like I can't even think of a word other than just free. Like I feel a lot less encumbered by any thoughts that I had of me being not so whatever I thought I needed to be.
Yeah.
I'm exactly the way I am
Right.
because I need to be this way.
Yes. You came to be different. You didn't come to follow the the rules that were set out. Like those of us on this healing path, we are meant to be different. We came in to just wreck stuff, tear shit up, tear up all the old systems. That's what we came for. That's why we have these bold personalities. That's why we have these souls that are like, no, I don't make me fit into that system. Don't make me fit into that role. Like,
Well, and that's exactly like I couldn't put words to it, but like I feel like that's what my soul's been trying to tell me this whole time. Like you don't have to do any of that. But I guess I was just misunderstanding. And I think we just get caught up in like playing the game, being a human being, that we forget about all of that stuff. And as much as I try to reconnect with it, obviously there was some blockages in there that I wasn't able to really get that complete connection. But I feel so much more connected now than I did. Ugh. And obviously I feel like I was trying to honor that person by what I'm doing now in my life. I just didn't exactly know how to and why I felt that way. And now there's so much more clarity around that. Thank you
mhm.
so much. Ugh,
Yeah,
I feel like this is like the missing link.
it is the missing link, darling. That's why you were led to me. I
Yeah,
told you my jam is, the people who've been on their journey and they haven't got to the very bottom, the really big base to to their healing journey. So they've dug and dug, but they haven't got quite as low as they needed to get. And that's why oftentimes it's not their lifetime.
yeah.
So there
Well,
they
and
are.
you have to
There
be
they are.
open to that too, because some people don't believe in that, but I definitely do.
Yeah, you're right. Some people don't believe in it, but even I've had people that even though they don't believe in it, they still go there.
Yeah,
Unintentionally. They unintentionally go there because their subconscious mind just takes them there. And if they have
yeah,
enough trust because they've been doing their work, they have enough trust in it, they just allow the picture to come up, and they don't fight it. So sometimes, my some past life regressions, they just stumble upon it. And they're like, "Oh, what was that?" Well, some people call it a past life regression. So, yeah, but a lot of our pain is just not, it didn't start in this lifetime. So we get to follow
yeah,
it back to its original, to the start line, if there is one, at least as far back as we can get, and clear some major stuff out of your life. But for you, what you need to continue to be aware of, because like you said, so much of this is just about your awareness of what's coming up. Oh, I'm becoming aware that I'm struggling with being different instead of embracing it. Okay. So you get to see all those places where you're struggling to accept yourself exactly how you are. And you get to talk to that part of you and say, listen, you are so fucking worthy. Listen, you didn't come here to play their game. Listen, you came here to disrupt, can I talk?
Disrupt.
Disrupt and dismantle all those old systems. You came here for this. So just be about, whatever it takes to really ease that part of you who feels like it's really the unworthiness piece. Because the only reason why we feel like we need other people's approval is because we feel like we need their love. Well, you get to be the one that gives you the love. And understand your mom's critical nature. She's doing that to herself 24/7 because her parents did it to her 24/7. It is the only tape that she can play because it's the program setting that she never changed. You changed your setting. So you get to look at your mom with compassion and say, I feel bad that you're doing that to yourself 24/7. And maybe you could even say that to her. Mom, I know that the way you talk to me is the way that you talk to yourself. And please stop talking to yourself that way because you are so worthy of being loved. Give it to other people and you'll notice how you're giving it to yourself. By me and what the work I'm doing with you, I'm actually giving it to my little self too. Okay. So it's, you're reprogramming yourself via everyone else as well. As you talk to your kids, it's the same as you talk to your mom. Mom, don't talk to yourself like that. Mom, you're too worthy to be beating yourself up like that, Mom. Why are you criticizing yourself like that day in, day out? Stop that.
That
Right?
makes so much sense
She's
because
in so
I
much
used to
pain.
do that to myself. And then I feel like once I got some separation from it, and once I started healing myself, then I started recognizing and observing, exactly that, what I was doing to my own self. And so I really appreciate that you said, to give that to other people because I'm such a giver. I always want to help people, but I feel like sometimes it's misinterpreted because people look at me as, it's condescending because they feel like, I am so much further up,
Not your
in,
problem.
yeah,
Not your problem.
exactly.
That's what happens when you hang out with people that, and this is not putting anyone down, but are beneath you, meaning they're not going on. I had to let go of a lot of people because they didn't want what I wanted. I wanted to
Yeah.
go up, they didn't. And so I was trying to cram it down their throats. Well, that's not the way you got to do it. The way you got to do is saying, hey, I'm going up. If you want to come with me, cool. If you don't, that's fine. I'm going up. Because they're not all supposed to come with you. They're not all going to come with you. Most of them won't. So you get to tell with so much love, tell them with so much love, be unapologetic about that. But then also let yourself go up and let them do what they're going to do. Because most of them are not going to go where you're going, most of them. And so with love, you have to release them. They've made their
Absolutely.
decision. They will make their decision. And it just isn't about us.
Mhm.
We get to love them right where they're at and say, I want you to come up with me, but you get to choose that for yourself. As for me, that's where you'll find me. And then you get to be unapologetic. And if they don't want to hear what you have to say, then by all means don't tell them because they're obviously not going to, it's going to fall on deaf ears. They don't want to hear it.
Well,
And
luckily, I've gotten myself out of most of those environments, so I'm not surrounded by people who are never going to hear what I'm saying, thankfully. But I think, like, packaging it as like, especially with my mom, bless you, packaging it as, you know, I don't want you to talk to yourself like that, like because I'm able to share, knowledge and wisdom, but in a way that's caring and compassionate and not like so much, this
Judging.
is the way that you have to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm not a judging person anyway. Like, I obviously don't want to judge other people because I feel like I've been harshly judged my whole life for being different. So I don't want to do that to other people. Um, but it's just, getting that level of comfort in them being able to accept what I'm saying to them, which
Yeah.
is not my responsibility.
Not your
Um,
responsibility.
but it does
However,
make me feel
compassion.
better.
Yeah.
There's a softer, compassionate way to do it. So maybe I should practice that a little bit more.
Yeah. With my mom, I just tell her, "Hey, this came down my track, so it's mine, so I know it's yours too." And
Mm,
this is how I deal with this. This is how I've helped myself not do this. I'll give her tips like that. She's slightly open, but I do it in small doses now because when it could be very overwhelming for her. It's just not everyone's it's not where everyone's going. Most people are not going where we're going. So, yes, that's big part of it and you just keep on holding space for yourself. Like whatever keeps you in peace is all that matters. That's all that matters as far as I'm concerned. Yes, love on others, hold space for others, but more than anything, cherish and nurture that peace. And if it robs you of even the slightest bit of peace, it's got to go.
yeah, absolutely. And I'm doing another culling in my life of things that do that. So, yeah, if it doesn't bring me peace, it's gone.
It's gone. Well, Angela, please keep me updated with your
Oh,
trip.
I definitely will. Yeah, I have a
And
lot of big changes coming.
yeah, and if you need me for anything, please reach out. I'm here. We could continue on if you so desired, but it has been such a pleasure
Oh yeah,
to
I
know
so
you.
appreciate everything that you've done for me. And
Yeah.
I'm trying to send you some more people. However, understanding that they have to be ready for this. I don't know if my friend Megan reached out to you yet, but she's one of the people. She did Reiki training with me. Like she's the closest person I know that would be ready for this type of transformational work.
Uh-huh.
And
Okay,
I feel
cool.
like she really needs it because she has some real deep some sexual abuse trauma that
Hmm.
I feel like is really holding her back in her life in general, but also in her marriage. And I pray
Yeah.
for her like every day that
Yeah.
she gets some resolution from this because I know that that's what it's tapping into. And at some level you've got to go in and heal that deep wound.
Yeah.
And that's definitely something that she needs to work on. And I think she knows it too. And she seemed really, interested in working with you. So
Okay.
hopefully she'll reach out.
Yeah, and if you
But again,
want
I can't make people do it.
You
So,
can't. And if you want to, if it would be helpful for me to reach out to her, I can do that as well. So just let me know.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so
Oh,
much.
you're so welcome, love. You have a fantastic day. Like I said, keep me updated, okay?
Okay. I
Don't be a
definitely will.
stranger.
Oh, no, I won't.
Okay.
I will keep you in the loop.
Yay.
And same, if there's anything that I can do for you,
Okay.
absolutely let me know.
I'll let you know when I do my next workshop.
Okay. Well, and you have
You
one
could be.
coming up
Yeah.
this week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I signed up for it. I'll be there.
Okay. Yay.
Yeah, because I forgot to tell you after I meet people and I work with them a little bit, like I will now forever be your cheerleader. Whatever you need for me to be there for
Oh.
you at like I'm gonna be your cheerleader. So I
Oh,
will
that's
show up for
so
you.
wonderful, Angela. Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. And
Oh,
if you
same.
want to send out that link for the workshop, if you want to send it out
Okay,
to those people you think would be interested, that would be wonderful.
perfect. I will definitely do that then.
Awesome. Okay, my darling, you have a wonderful day. I'll see you on Thursday.
Thanks, Tammy. Have a good day.
Me too, babe. Bye.
Bye.